Who am I? Well, I am Robin Banks. That is not what I do for a living. I am not a bank robber. I am a data protection consultant. And I have 18 years experience in the field of data protection and privacy law implementation. I learnt what I know working in central government in 2000 with the current legislation, which is the Data Protection Act 1998. Now that piece of legislation is still in place until the 25th of May this year. It is, I learnt what I know working with the gentleman who wrote that particular piece of legislation to put it into place, to implement it. So I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a solicitor, I'm not a legal beagle. My skill is taking the legislation and the workplace and putting the two things together. And hopefully this morning we will be able to then cover what you need to think about in order to do exactly that with the new law that's coming in on the 25th of May. Now the GDPR, the Data Protection Regulation, is not new legislation. It encompasses this current Data Protection Act that we have at the moment. It is an extension of that because there are some things at the moment that are considered by the Information Commissioner's Office, the supervisory authority for this in the UK, to be best practice. Now, a couple of these things we will be covering this morning because they're going to become a legal requirement, and I will point those out as we go through. So what we will have in from the 25th of May is actually a field of data protection legislation. The GDPR, as implemented in the UK, will be one part of that. There will also be a new Data Protection Act 2018, which will take national bits of GDPR forward. And also we need a piece of legislation to take all of these concepts forward past Brexit. There will also be a new e-privacy regulation coming in, which actually replaces what's currently the privacy in electronic communications regulations, which also impact on data protection. I haven't read the GDPR. It's 3,000 pages long. It was mainly written by the ICO as one of the lead authorities in Europe, but what we're taking forward is actually only the bits that we wanted to. So as the UK, we've actually vetoed some sections and we are not implementing the entire GDPR. So I am following what's been given out by the supervisory authority, the Information Commissioner's Office, or ICO, as their guidance from their website, and I am following through from that. They are well aware of me, of what I do and how I work. I often interact with them and ask them questions. They give me help. I just clarify things with them. And they do know exactly what I do, and they've never had any problems with that